Tonight I have something very special. This is, I think, the last echo of the BC Liquor Store 2019 Premium Spirits release. I didn't get this at the Premium Spirits release just because I had spent a lot of money on a lot of other things. But I waited until the date on this bill of sale is 14th of February to go and purchase this. 14th of February of 2020, naturally. So since then, it's been collecting some dust underneath my bar. And this one here is the Canadian Club Chronicles 42-year-old. It comes with the baggie. It comes with magnets and things on the box. And all kinds of fanciness. Just like the 40-year-old and the 41-year-old before it. Now, I've probably described how this was made. Back in 1967, there was a bunch of casks, and they were filled with rye distillate. The rye distillate was aged for 10 years. By the time it was finished aging, it was rye whiskey. The rye whiskey was dumped from those casks and was used to blend Canadian whiskey. So there was rye and corn and malted barley, and you blend those together in different ways and you get a Canadian whiskey. Corn whiskey was put in the barrels in 1977 when the barrels had previously contained rye whiskey for 10 years. That corn whiskey then was kept in the barrels for 42 years. And the result is this bottling here, the 42-year-old Chronicles from Canadian Club. Very fancy looking bottle. It says a bunch of stuff on there. What I'm going to do is open this, and then I'm going to... What is this, a medallion of some kind on here? I don't know. Does that come off when you open it? You pull on this to open it? I don't know. I don't think so. I think you're supposed to go for the perforated seal here. There's perforations on the plastic. And the plastic comes off. Yeah, let's get all the plastic off. There, clear plastic stuff that was on there. It's off now. As far as I know, I can just pull on this and it should pop. Oh. Have they made a trick here? No. There you go. Nice fat cork with a wooden top. Or is it wooden? I don't know. I think it's plastic. I don't know what that is. I think it's some kind of metal top that's coated in plastic. Anyway, I'm going to pour it around. Then I'm going to tell you a bunch of other information, such as how much this cost, and so on. Okay. Does it say anything on the box? Yes, it does. I'm not going to wait 42 minutes to try this. Chronicles Edition Number 2, The Dock Man. With this second release in the CC Chronicles series, we pay tribute to the Dock Man, who operated floating liquor stores and bars aboard their vessels. During Prohibition, there were many counterfeit makers of CC, but savvy bar owners and whiskey fans knew they could count on the dockman to provide only genuine Canadian Club. With this 42-year-old whiskey, we celebrate their uncompromising commitment to origin, authenticity, quality, and craftsmanship. It says the same thing in French. I'm not going to read that. Here's some golden writing. Oh, tasting notes. No, we don't care about that. I'm going to give you my own. Canadian Club Chronicles, 42-year-old, 45% alcohol by volume, 750 ml bottle. The original club whiskey, it says on there. Okay. Very good. Does it say anything different on the bottle? Let's put this somewhere. Okay. Chronicles 42, aged 42 years, 45%. Okay, that all agrees. On the side here it says, oh, there are tasting notes on the side. Founded in 1858, Canadian Club Whiskey Company. And on this side, it says, the dockman's uncompromising commitment to origin, quality, and craftsmanship is celebrated in this 42-year-old whiskey from Canadian Club. It does not say if there is any added sherry or any added spirit to it. This might be straight up 42-year-old corn whiskey. Oh, it smells good. Smells good. It smells as if a bit of rye is added to it. But it's mostly corn sweetness. And, well, the rye could still be the component of rye that was in the cask originally before the corn whiskey was put into it. But I'm speculating. They may have added something to it. Yeah, a lot of corn sweetness. Vanillas, toffee, grass, hay. But I mentioned in an earlier video, the one that I recorded just before this one, that my noser and taster could be a little bit off. Then again, this may take a little time to open up. Maybe if I left it for half an hour and then came back to it. I can always come back to it in a future video, give you an update on it. What did it cost? We'll spend a little more time. Okay, I'm going to get out the little calculator. And it says here, $289.99. So $289.99 plus 10 cents bottle deposits. Okay, that's $290.09. Add to that the $29 liquor tax, and add to that the $14.50. Goods and services tax. Out the door, $333.59. Yikes. So this is like a get 15 grams in a whiskey bottle. Can that be right? This dram cost me $22. In a bar, it would maybe cost 4 times that. I've been known. I've paid a lot of money for drams. I think the most expensive dram I ever bought was $60, or was it 75? And that was a Glenmorangie Signet in Edinburgh. It's still quite grassy and smells like hay. I'm getting some more corn sweetness, some vanilla, some toffee. Let's have a look at the legs if there are any. Oh, they're thick and they're coming down slowly. And then the secondaries are, you can see those droplets on that ridge there. Secondaries are slow to form and they come creeping down too. That's nice. 45% is a nice ABV for legs. So I imagine it's going to be oily and thick. Yeah. Spend all this time nosing it. Okay. It's creamy. And for some reason, I do not have any spoon here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my finger to impart some water into this. Let's give a few drops. Don't worry, I washed my hands earlier. Okay. Give it a bit of water. It's kind of harsh. It's creamy. It's like creme brulee. It's like whipped cream and vanilla. And kind of toffee, like, I don't know if you're familiar with Macintosh's toffee. It comes in a slab about that long and about so thick and about that wide. And it's a candy that you can buy in Canada. I don't know about the rest of the world. But this Macintosh's toffee, when you put it in your mouth, it just melts creamy. And this is just like it. Now that I've added some water, this might add flavor. It might just water it down. Creamier with water. Much creamier. Oh, this is good. With the water that I added, it's not as grassy as it was before. It's not quite as sweet either. I think it's just right. Very pleasant. Yeah, there is a bit of a rye note to it. Still quite grassy. I think maybe they did spike this with a bit of rye. It's still thick and viscous, oily, and at the same time as oily, yeah, there's vanilla. It's a little spicy from the rye, definitely. I'm sure they added some rye to this. Vanilla, toffee, spicy creme brulee. Out of curiosity, what kind of notes did they give it? Okay. Tasting notes. Aromas of rye spice, caramel, wood, and hint of char. Yeah, I guess that's where you got the Macintosh's toffee from. Complex, full of body, with delicate notes of brown sugar, oak, and baking spices. Spices I got. Balanced with the rye spiciness. Okay, pretty much. I didn't get so much the brown sugar, but I can see where that's coming from. But yes, there is rye spice. Definitely. When you add a little bit of water, it's not too spicy. But I think it's a little too spicy without the water. Brown sugar a little bit, yeah. And the caramel is a little bit salty too, like salted caramel. I could go on with this for a while and get more flavors out of it as it goes on. That's a nice whiskey. I don't know if it's worth the, what did I say, $333? But really, you're paying for this right here, age statement. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for all those years that the barrels sat in the warehouse, waiting their turn. All those years. And it's a fancy box too. I'm sure if they just had a plain bottle without all this etching and stuff on it, and without the baggie, it could have saved you a few bucks if it wasn't presented so so nicely. Is there anything else in there that I can make use of? No. Nice box though. It's going to have a nice prominent location on the wall somewhere back there. Maybe on the bottom. I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe just at eye level. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm going to really enjoy the rest of this. Cheers.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.